Hello YouTube, Marinus Tau, the Ryokai here, and I want to give you a quick review about the T.E.C Rebel Titan, the Ragnarov Titan, similar to Ragnarok, and that actually brings us quite to the point. But first of all, like all Titans, you first need to research the first 4 prototypes in the military tree. You need 2 capital ship crews and 150 supply and 9,500 credits, 1,200 metal and 750 crystal. And you need 321 seconds to build the Ragnarov.
Our cannon is
It is similar to a destroyer in the essence that it has most of its weapons facing forward, and as such will face enemy while in combat, which kind of annoying because all of its missiles cannot shoot at anything directly in front of it, rather only to the sides. It does have some weapons in the back, but not as many as facing forward. As such, it would be best to keep the enemy fleet entirely in front of it than anywhere else. Its abilities, first bottom 3 shares with the other ones, just slightly different names. High stress alloys, increases max hull points, hull restore rate, max shield restore rate, and armor. Campsite mounts does the same as superior gunnery of the Loyalist Titans, increases weapon damage, but again, same with the Loyalist Titan. I think this is somewhat wasted, especially on the Ragnarov, which has already on level 1 does an average of 85 Gauss damage and 98 railgun damage. This ship deals a lot of damage. I don't think you need to increase it even more. It's better to spend the points in other abilities. Magnetic containment, same as antimatter funneling, just increases max antimatter points, antimatter restore rate, and ability cooldown rate. And again, the ability cooldown rate is the awesome thing about this Titan, or all Titans, is I really think you should do 4 points into the antimatter ability, especially since you get more antimatter restores quickly, but especially the cooldown rate just means you can do your abilities more often. Its singular abilities, for one thing, is scatter shot, which affects everything, and it basically is a shotgun for it. It shoots at everything in front of it in a range of 6,000 meters. It has a duration of 30 seconds and does 250 damage or 375 damage, depending if you used overcharge or didn't use overcharge. I'll talk about that in a second. And the damage not that spectacular. Nice thing though is it decreases the armor for 30 seconds by 5. On level 1 this doesn't sound that great. On level 3 I checked, that means with overcharge you're dealing 1,175 damage and you're reducing armor by 7. So this is a nice ability if you're fighting lots of big fleets, because you can do huge wide damage and decrease the armor for half a minute, which is a substantial thing too. Snipe is scary. On level 1, without using overcharge, it does 2,000 damage. With overcharge, 3,000 damage. I think on level 4 with overcharge you deal 7,500 damage with 1 shot. That means you take out a frigate with 1 shot. If that doesn't sound cool enough, check out the cooldown rate, 11 seconds on level 1. On level 4 I think it's 8 seconds. That means you can deal 5,000 damage without using overcharge every 8 seconds. That's scary, especially with antimatter funneling, where you can reduce it by another 25%. And if you use the capital ship that reduces costs for abilities, level 6 ability, I forgot which one it is, by 300%, is this. You can just spam this snipe and I swear it will take down 1 ship after the next. Next ability is explosive shot, and this is the ability I would choose over scatter shot if you're fighting someone who doesn't field as big fleets but more capital ships, because this deals a lot more damage than the scatter shot, but it's only against a single target. 600 damage if no overcharge, or 900 damage if you use the overcharge. And it's what else it does, it deals a lot of damage to the ship it hits, but it's also deals splash damage and knocks back nearby enemies. And lastly we have overcharge, which all it does is amplify the next abilities. You click it, your Titan charges up, and then the next ability gets better. And has a cooldown rate of 60 on the level 1 or 30 on level 2. And I don't know if it's that awesome. You do deal more damage. It looks cool, but I don't know. I'm not that sure yet which I would use. Anyway, same as the Loyalist Titan, I would go the better hull and better antimatter all the way. Max out snipe because it's just crazy. Especially on level 4 it has 18,000 range, so you can just hit almost anything trying to run away from you. I do overcharge too, and then depending on what you're fighting, either max out scatter shot or explosive shot. Like I said, all Titans can have up to 20 skill points. Don't forget that. And so like I said, I think a good combination of fielding this Titan would be using the one capital ship that just decreases antimatter cost, because then these abilities just go crazy. And let's just show you some. Do snipe and scatter shot. And so, oh, there's nothing here. That sucks. A bit more over here.
Entering phase space.
The Ragnarov starts off with two empty squadron slots, and yeah, I think that's kind of same with all Titans. So there we had the snipe, and boom, one gone. And already it also has some nice railgun damage.
Ready to pack a punch.
I'll show you scatter shot real quick. You can see it's just a massive shotgun.
You don't have to tell us twice.
Oh, let's go attack the pirates. You can make it in time. See if we're running away. Great. Alright, then we'll do.
You don't have to tell us twice. So be it.
And scatter shot. See? Big shotgun. Alright. I hope that gives you a rough idea of the Ragnarov T.E.C. Rebel Titan, and now I'm gonna see if I can save my home base from all these Titans.
You don't have to tell us twice.
Alright, I'll just let the video running. Maybe we'll get some more nice combat.
Entering phase space. Eradicate those filthy rats.
Speed it up again a bit. Yeah, additional to the snipe ability, it has the real gun itself ready, which deals 98 damage here on the 1. So, there we go. Nice scatter shot. Now you see everyone. -5 armor. And there seems to be some kind of weird bug that if your ships are fighting a Titan, they'll go like right in front of it, like here. I mean, like really close. Now maybe it's just because it's so massive. And you see, if we look at the Titan itself, it has these 4 outer pylons, which each have 3 Gauss turrets. Like I was saying, most of them face forward. We've got 2 facing forward and 2 facing back.
Our cannon is itching for a target.
The Titan's shields are down.
Oh yeah. Comparing the Ankleon Loyalist Titan with the Ragnarov, it's good to say that the Ragnarov has a lot less shields and hull, less armor. What do you expect? So I think especially with the Ragnarov it's important to increase the superstructure, just say it lasts longer. If the enemy concentrates all its firepower on it, it should go down. And it deals a lot of, the Ragnarov can deal a lot of damage, but it can't take so much of a beating, so you kind of have to babysit it during big fleet engagements, making sure it's
Your orders!
see if I can get another snipe off. Okay, snipe this guy in the back here.
We'll see it done!
Oh. That's what I mean, it's crazy. Even on level 1, one shots of frame. The cooldown of Scattershot does not go down, so the duration is always half of its cooldown time, but still a nice decrease in armor. What I really like about if you increase the hull, it also increases the Titan's armor, which is quite nice. And so on level 2 we're already dealing 107 railgun damage, which just shows you how scary this Titan is.
Our cannon is itching for a target.
But as you see, shooting forward, no missiles at all. So let's just move it over a bit, and we can see all the missile batteries in the back. There we go. There's a bunch of autocannons on the sides as well. So like this gun, this Titan has just gun after gun
Don't
after
have
gun.
to tell us twice. So be it.
The Titan's shields are down.
Oh, that was the last of those pirates. Almost, one little guy left. Okay. Hope you like that. Subscribe for more videos of the new Titans and general info about the factions in Sins of the Solar Empire Rebellion. See ya.